I believe I returned. I've done trauma dumps before, like several times. So the thing is, what's really interesting is that what Twitch does, and what randomly will happen is that there will be a lot of people on the Twitch platform, and Twitch decides to just disconnect random people at random times. Literally. Like right now. No, it doesn't. Because it has to be reported, and then you have to get banned. Like, it has to be reported. Unless there's someone reporting those, but it's like, is misinformation my own fucking history? None of you will know it. Even if I lie, I'm not going to, but... Anyways, are we... Audio check? Hello? Words? Yes? No? Yes. Okay. So... Yeah, I couldn't study much. And, okay, by the way, if the fucking thing drops again, which it looks like it's going to... Which it did. Okay. Yep. Yep. I'm watching this number. There's this number here that like stutters. It's telling me how many bits are going to the server. And it's maxed out at 6,000. I can increase it actually. Just so you can... So I have 5,500 bit rate. Right. And that means that, you know, it's fine. That doesn't make any sense. I've literally done it several times. Not only that, this problem's also happened several times. And I haven't even trauma dumped yet. Maybe it was the title of the stream. I don't know. Trauma dump concept. That's what I'm saying. I've seen an exorbitant amount of streamers just trauma dump. That's it. Twitch doesn't care. Oh, well. You know what? I could also blame the fact that I'm a VTuber. I don't have a big pair of titties on screen. Not just... I need to have a big pair of, yeah, I need to have a big pair of real titties on the stream. Covered by a piece of see-through plastic. And then a ass stream. That won't get banned. Guaranteed, 100%. Actually, you know what we should do? Just because I'm pissed. Just because I'm pissed. This is out of pure spite. This is out of pure spite. May contain sexual themes, may contain sexual things, may contain sexual things. May contain sexual things. Yeah, so apparently I need to have a big pair of titties and I need to pull down the shirt every once in a while. Mm-hmm. May contain sexual things. There are some fucking things. Yo. Yeah. Uh-huh. This is fine. Like, dude. Even onesie there? Ooh, that's kind of cute. Ah. Yes, but this is fine. Yeah. No, yeah, that wait, oh, that's a VTuber. She's gonna get banned. This one doesn't say sexual themes. I wonder if it has sexual themes. Hmm. Shiba Kaho? Wait, Kaho's playing? Kaho's doing this? I don't think she's doing this. Side boob as well. Dude. These are fine. Twitch says yes. This is fine. Absolutely 100%. I'm gonna go kill myself. It's okay. This is okay. Our previous stream? I don't know, dude. No. I mean, it's true. This is... I'm pulling straight off Twitch. Like, any cheap... Yeah, I know. Fucking tits. That's all that's on the stream. I'm sorry, I don't have any. That's like half the reason why I didn't become a fucking flesh taper. It's because I don't have tits. I'm fucking... Do you want to know what it sounds like? Nothing. It sounds hollow. Because there's nothing there. It's fucking hollow. Okay? The fuck you mean I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to fucking show big ass tit. I don't have any. What the fuck do you want me to do? Just use fake ones? Plank? I know. Fuck you. It sounds... Dude. It's hollow. Not even the lungs behind it fucking work. Whatever. Anyways, hopefully I'm fine now. Surely it's working fine now. Anyways. Anyways, so I didn't have much time studying. Doing all of this. Hold on. Is this a marching band? Yeah, so the only reason why I did more Girl Scouts was because my older sister was in marching band and I needed to do something because she's doing something. And I look pathetic because I'm only studying. She's studying and doing marching bands. She's better than me. She's a better person than me. And she's getting better grades. I have nothing. Literally. I'm useless. I'm worthless. And they told me that several times. I'll be worthless if I don't do this. If I ever complained I was too tired Or like, I was like, I don't know, like feeling what stress feels like. I wasn't allowed to say I was stressed, by the way. Because that's... You're not stressed, you're weak, is the mindset that my dad goes by. So if you say you're stressed, then you're openly admitting that you fucking suck. Yeah, so... we're just like, trying to regain my train of thought. Yeah, and basically, I didn't really do well in that class. I did the best I can. And the best I could, in looking back, it was enough, but it wasn't enough for my dad. Because I ended the class with an 87%. It's 9% higher, or 8%, but 9% higher than last time. Love to meet my dad? So, yeah, 87%. For a 6th grader going to 7th grade, I think that's pretty good. For a college algebra course, just fucking dropped straight into a class. I didn't even pre-test. Because you know how when you get into a college, you usually have to do a placement test? I didn't even do that. I was just dropped straight in. I got credits, and it's put on my record. You know what my dad said? He was freaking out. He was actually freaking out. Like I somehow just like shot 3 people. He was like freaking the fuck out. Because he told me that if I knew you were getting a B, I would have dropped you from the class. So that B would never have been on your record. Wow. Thanks. So, a mental checkup? Yeah, he probably does. So, it's like, yeah, I kind of got like fucking bitched at a lot because my older sister was clearing so many things. She was achieving so many things academically, and I just can't do that. Like, as much as I wish I was super smart, I'm not. I'm not good at studying. I'm not, like... I'm not some bookworm that, like, remembers shit. And, he wasn't happy. And then came advanced placement tests. So in my middle school, you have to take a little math test. And if you do really well, you get put into geometry. And if you don't do well, you move on to basic algebra in 8th grade. Right? So basically, they're checking if you know what's up, Ain? But they're basically just checking if, you know, like algebra already. You can expect what he wanted from me. He wanted me to pass this algebra test so I can take... I think you're a different type of learner? Oh, absolutely. I know that now. I didn't know that before. You know what I thought before? I was a terrible person. Literally. I'm worthless. Genuinely. My dad genuinely told me I'm worthless. Actually, the one thing that stuck with me the most, I remember this perfectly. I can tell you the street I was on. I'm not going to dox myself, but tell you the street I was on, the car we were in, what song was playing, what time it was. I can tell you. Because it's burned into my memory. My dad told me I would trade you in for anyone with a heart. That's a great feeling, Dad. Thanks. So anyways. Yeah, needless to say, if I didn't pass this test, you're hit with this? Yeah, welcome. Think I must go? If it's uncomfortable for you, you should... Yeah. I don't recommend you sticking around, because it's gonna get pretty rough. Yeah, for real, but... Anyways. So if you're wondering where my... It's just depressing, it is. This is real. I mean, sadly, it's completely true. But it is what it is. If you're not comfortable with this depression or anything, I highly advise you to mute the tab and watch a happy stream. And I'm totally fine with that. Because I know that what I'm going to be talking about is not really a fun topic. But whatever you decide to do, I appreciate you stopping by. Like, really, I do. So, onto the story. I say it's a story, but it's like just thinking back. Okay, somebody, you're trying to fucking drown me. I'm literally need to put a timer on that hydrate. If there's a timer already, I need to increase the timer. You need to fucking stop. I'm going to drown before I finish. I'm literally gonna run out of water. I've drank more water in this stream than I have all day. I'm just kidding, I'm just bitching, but... You can drown me? I'll just take smaller steps, I guess. Stretch? Okay, fine. Don't calculate the mouth. Anyways. So yeah, he really wanted me to... Or, he didn't tell me. But you and I both know that if I didn't pass this class, I would be fucked. Absolutely fucked. But the problem is, I didn't know what's on the test. I knew it was algebra. But I had no idea what was on the test at all. So, I studied the algebra I knew. And then the test came around, and... So here's the funny thing. You know that stupid mindset where if you do the work not the way I want you to do it, then you don't get credit? When you were little? Unlucky. Me too. That's my dad though. So you know that ideology where you can... You get a question, you get the right answer, but the work wasn't right. Or the work was not as per Michelle Obama's ideologies. Was it? I don't remember, but I'm just blaming fucking Obama because why not? You know what I mean though. Yeah. The work I showed was in college. I was showing collegiate level work. And the person who graded my test, I do not know who, but this is a school test, by the way. This is my middle school test, not my dad teaching. But they failed it. because I didn't show enough work. So, if you want to know the difference between collegiate level math and middle school level math, it's very simple. College students tend to not show all their work. And when I say all their work, I mean, so here's what you write, right? If you see x minus 2 equals 4, right? Do you know right out of the top of your head? X equals 6. Right? Like that. Snap. Easy. Done. Right? And that's what I did. I didn't show work for some things because I didn't need to. I don't think you need to. You must write x plus 2 plus... Yeah. No, you should just know x equals 6. Keep in mind, gamer, at this point, I was doing math in my head. I was going to sleep thinking about math. I was doing math in my head like a snap of a finger. How's it going? Terrible. I was doing all the work in my head. It blows? Yeah, it does. But I didn't show enough work. And like, you know, fucking, like in division, right? When they tell you to like, what is like 27 over like, I don't know, like 2 or something stupid. They want you to show your work right on the side in long division, but I didn't need them. It's like, oh, 27? That's what? 14? 14 and a half. Done. Right? 14 and a half, done. I don't need to show work. The fuck? I don't need to write in long division 2, and then a hockey stick, and then 2, 7, and then 1 on top of the 2, 2, bring it down, 2, 0, and then the 9 carries down, and then you go 2 to 9, which is a 4, and then you have to bring a 4 times 2, which is 8, that's a 1, and then you point 0 at the end of the 29, you bring that 0 down, and then you have to go 1, 0, so 2 to 10 is 5.5 on top. Long division work? Yep. I didn't do it. They didn't say this, by the way. They never asked. The school never asked for work. Literally, all of the questions, you know how some in college, remember, I'm used to college math tests at this point. If they want you to show your work, they will tell you, show your work. Still had to do long division? At the time, yeah. I was in college math, so I know how to do this fast. Right? And also, I know if the college professor wants you to show your work, he will specifically write, show your work. And you will write down as much as you can and show your work. But if it's simple, you don't need to show your work. It's like, oh, what's the square root of 4? Should be 2. Or what's x squared is equal to 4? It's 2. But no, you have to take the square root of both sides, and then you write x equals the square root of 4, which is x equals 2. And that is exactly what they wanted. That's not what I did. So I got them all wrong. I got the answer right, so I got credit for the answer, but I got no credit for the work. So I didn't pass. Isn't that lovely? I love middle school. So they didn't pass me. I got 100% right. You know how I can tell? I compared answers with the people who passed, because I knew them. We compared answers. I had more answers right than him. He got a 98%. I got a 62%. But all of mine were right. Every single one was right. And written in red on every single one of my answers is not show your work. Circles my answer and writes show your work. Every single one writes show your work. Every single time. Didn't get it. I failed. 62% I failed. But every single one of my answers are right. You have to show your work, which is correct. I'm in middle school. Oh, in college, you show your work when you need to. Your teacher will understand that you don't need to you don't need to write down 2 plus 2. You can assume that's 4. And remember, I've been doing high-level math for a while now. At least for my age, I was doing very high-level math. I'm not going to slow down and write 2 plus 2 equals 4. Therefore, with the 3 dots, x equals 4. Yeah. Come in grading. If you get all of them right, you should at least pass. Because I showed some work. 50% of the grade was just the work. 50% of the grade was just the answers. On your record? Exactly. It's literally on my record. The school knows I have taken and passed with a B+. College algebra. And the teacher brings back the paper and tells me, I don't know algebra. 70-year-old who hates kids? Probably. I don't know him. But I failed every single one. Well, not all of them. Because I still got some points because, you know, to some degree, you do have to write down stuff. Right? For like the longer ones, like, what's it called? Like quadratic formula. Stuff like that. Right? I knew all of it. I did the formulas right. And I got full credit on those because I had to. Except sometimes when you do the quadratic formula, if you don't show that you added 2 things together, aww, that's minus like 5 points. I don't get it. Anyways. Yeah, we had to memorize the formulas. Or, you should have memorized the formulas. I already had it for a while. But yeah, I failed. Because I didn't show work. And that's work, yep. They just didn't accept it, I guess. So, I didn't get it. I didn't go into algebra. Or I didn't go into geometry. I went into algebra, basic algebra, for 8th grade. You can assume my dad didn't take that very well. My argument was that I still got them right. And his argument was you're lazy. You don't care enough. If you cared more, you would have gotten it. You're stupid. Lazy. You don't care. You have no motivation. And this is why you will never be a good person. Okay. Bring memories from your childhood? Yeah. Again, I was good at math. I was very good at math. Very, very, very good. But unfortunately, too good. in a way, too good. So then 8th grade rolls around. So 8th grade rolls around and I'm taking basic algebra. It is boring. Boring. You know what my dad did? He was pissed. So you know what he made me do? Take pre-calculus. In 8th grade. Wow. I'm not adorable, nor am I small, nor am I cute. How dare you? What's up, Isagi? Traumaco, it's Traumaco time. So, I am in school from 8 to 3:30. I'm not a cinder either. So 8 to 3:30. The college class that my dad signed me up for is at 4:30 and ends at 5, or ends at 9. This is pre-calculus, which the school signed off on. The college was an hour away, by the way. So I got out of class. I got out of middle school, 8th grade, and then I went straight to college. Rayfer, thanks for the YouTube sub. They let you take pre-calc in 8th grade? Yep, they did. Those are the same people who failed me for algebra. They said, you don't know algebra. You got all the questions right, but you just didn't show work. Not the work that I wanted to see. So yep, I was taking pre-calculus. Is easier, but it has trigonometry. It's pre-calc with limits. Literally, the school is like, oh, you don't know algebra. You can take pre-calculus. What? Yeah, so pre-calc with limits. Yep. That's a class. Class is called pre-calc with limits. Yeah. Yeah, you see? You see how fucking shit that is? 8th grade. Beforehand that you need to show your work? No. It did not. On the test in 7th grade, it did not tell me to show work. Never did. Limits are cool. They're fine. But doing it as an 8th grader is something else. My lord, my bruh. So, I'm not at fault. Oh, I know, but my dad blamed me, very much so. So it was great. I was basically at school from 8 o'clock to 9:30. Well, I got back home from college at around 10-ish. Right, so I left house at 7 and came back at 10. Did they say harder than differentiation? I think differentiation's a bit harder. But that's me later. Daddy cat? No, don't shut up. So yeah, as you can imagine, I didn't have much time to do homework. Because you know what's really funny? My parents at the time, as well, were very strict on sleep schedule. I had to be in bed by 8 o'clock. Every day. No matter what, 8 o'clock. Unless it was for college. Then, I have to go to bed right after. So, I got home and I would do homework in the car, and I get motion sick easily. Very, 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 very easily. But there's no other way to do it. I had to do homework in the car. So I did homework in the car. And I would throw up on multiple occasions. And I literally just said, unless it's for college. I got home at 10. College class ended at 9. But yep, I would literally do homework in the car for the hour on the drive back. I would literally throw up. But motion sickness isn't real? Yeah. It isn't real. So I would throw up pretty often, actually. I'll throw up the food that I didn't have. They set me up to fail. And yeah, apparently I'm just fucking weak, right? Yeah, no, he definitely, even to this day, he still believes that motion sickness isn't real. So, yeah, you want to know something else? Oh, well, this comes up soon. The car light's on? That doesn't matter, Ain. I have to leave the car lights on because I need to fucking read my homework. So I was doing my homework in the car, and then I would like throw up, and I would literally pass out in bed. And then, you know, I need to wake up and do the same thing again. So that's really fun. But I was still trying my best. I was doing college homework while I was in middle school. So I wasn't paying attention in middle school. So I ended up failing history, or getting a really bad grade in history because I didn't give a fuck about history. So I got like a C minus, I think. Like, yeah, 70, 71-ish, I think, in history because I wasn't giving a fuck. Because so history was my last period before going to college. So, you know, I spent that time and worked on my homework from college. I worked on my college math. I was doing pre-calculus with limits in in the last period of my class. So, yeah, I got in trouble a lot because, you know, I'm working on not what's ahead of me, and I got bullied by my students. Or, dude, can you people fucking... I got bullied a lot by my classmates because there was how do I say it? There was a time where I don't know how I say this nicely, I guess. People didn't like the way I looked. I was scrawny, I guess. I didn't have athletics. So I was weak. Pathetic. A perfect bully target. Perfect. I was studying all the time. I was getting in trouble by my teachers because I wasn't doing the work. Perfect bully target. I also couldn't run because I have asthma and I have allergies. Whenever I go outside, I couldn't run. I would have to walk. I'd have to walk the mile because I can't run. I have asthma. I literally cannot run. If I did run, I would literally pass out and die. I would like hyperventilate and fucking die. So like, Hmm. Not. I'm not athletic. I'm in trouble with teachers all the time. I don't defend myself. I can't defend myself. And I don't have friends. Perfect bully target, wouldn't you say? So I got bullied a lot. And no one to help you? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I'm already down. Might as well kick me. There's no downside to it. It makes you feel better. Sure, it makes me feel worse, but who the fuck cares? You don't care. You're a bully, right? So I was bullied a lot. A lot. So, you know how there's that trope where you get like shoved into a locker room? Our lockers weren't big enough. So you know where I got shoved? In the restroom. There were like a bunch of stalls, right? And it's crazy because the girls and the guys would go into the girls' restroom just to block me in it. Literally. They would like throw me into a stall and like hold all the doors. I'm not even joking. They would just hold the door. Not funny, by the way, version. So, also not funny. Yeah, I was, you know, and if I try and leave, they would step on my hand. It's really not funny, by the way. My sense of humor is not here right now, and neither should yours. I know it's supposed to be funny. This is not the time to be funny. I appreciate the effort though. But yeah, I was stopped. Being shoved in a stall is kind of scary. Wasn't supposed. No, well, no. That's not true. But yeah, I was shoved in a toilet stall, and they didn't let me out. And honestly, I don't like crammed spaces, and they know this. I have a pretty bad claustrophobia, so I'd like freak out. I'll try to like crawl out. I'd step on my hands and kick my face. So I couldn't leave. So I would sit in there, and they would turn off the light, and they would still be there for a while. They keep me trapped for the entirety of break, which was 25 minutes. So I was stuck in there for around 20-ish minutes because they had to find me first. Because, you know, I tried to hide, but they'll find me eventually. It's a pretty small school. It's pretty big, but there's only like so many places you can hide with so many people after me. Yeah. I mean, just someone needs to spot me, and that's it. And they're someone tells someone. They all have phones. They just like text each other. Like, you know, the slidey phones. So yeah, I was stuck in, like, I would literally just like start sobbing, right? And the thing is, they would quietly leave. So I wouldn't know if they're still there or not. Right, so I was late to a few classes. Like, if I tried to crawl out, sometimes one's still there. He'll kick my face in. He or she. Depends. I think they take shifts. I don't remember. Like, they would kick my forehead, or my nose, or slam my face to the ground or something. It hurt like a motherfucker. Not supposed to cry? Yeah, let me just snot. So, remember, I have claustrophobia. Wow, energy. That's crazy. 600 seconds is a bit long, I think. But yeah, I would just, you know, when it's dark, claustrophobia actually feels worse. You know that? I found out. It's probably appropriate. Debatable, yeah. But the darkness definitely doesn't help claustrophobia. At all. And neither is the fear of getting, like, my limbs pounded. So the only way I can tell they're gone is if every once in a while I have to try. I have to try somehow. So every once in a while I peek out. If they're there, I get like a foot to my face. If they're not, I can go to class. I'm late. The teacher gets mad at me because I'm late. But I can get there. And there's a handful of times where the teacher's like, why are you late all the time, Rico? Did no one notice my bruises? Yes, they did. But here's the thing. I was prone to falling. Not on accident. Teachers don't actually care. They care to some degree. But like, the problem is, so there's this main stairway at the middle school. I'd be constantly falling down there. Constantly. Like once or twice a day. The teachers just thought that I was like clumsy. No. Let's say I was tripped. Pushed. Something. So I remember. Yeah, so I was already bruised. A lot. So they just tend to not get involved. Okay, well that makes me feel better. So yeah, I had a lot of bruises and I was still going to class. I was still going to college. I'm like sleep deprived. I'm just fucked, dude. I'm actually like so fucked up at this point. And for the class, for my pre-calculus with limits class, it was drop period. Drop period was ending at the end of the week. And my dad knew my teacher. So, Jesus Christ. I read it already, Energy. It's fine. Usagi hasn't attacked. It's just part of them, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't need to be this dark. It doesn't need to be this sad, but I guess I'm making it like this. So I apologize for that. It's a little off-brand. But yeah, I was going through it somehow. And before drop period, my teacher said that there will be one last test. One last test. It will be completely graded. And you will know your grade by the time drop period ends. So you can still drop without, like if you're failing the class, you can still drop. Which was nice, right? It's a good gesture. It's a very kind gesture. He was a good teacher. So I took the last test. I studied a lot for this. By studied a lot, I mean, I stayed awake and I had to hide whenever my parents were coming by. So I had a lot of sleepless nights. Also, I was bleeding a lot, dude. It's really hard to sleep when your blood is literally sticking to the blanket. It's really hard. Because I shift a lot in my sleep. So then it's like, I don't know if you know what I mean, but like if you try to sleep when you're like bleeding a lot, like it like scrapes on your scabs, you know, and it feels weird. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Also, I'm bruised a lot. So like, and allergies, ugh, don't remind me. That also helps with my, that quote unquote helps. It makes me bleed more. Yay. Like I need that. But like, has anyone like slept with a fuck ton of scabs and like bruises? It's so hard. Anyways. I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. You have? Mm. Then you know what I'm talking about, Vix, right? Like, you know, like, sleeping is so hard. When you have like, your body's like constantly aching, you know? He's your old dad. Tell me about it. And then like, there's like the scabs that are scraping against the fabric of the blanket. So it like kind of sticks and it like pinches you. It makes that like, it like peels the scab a little bit. So like sharp pain keeps you awake. A little descriptive. But, yeah, well, Vix probably knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, I studied a lot, and it sucks. Yeah, you do. It's not fun, but yeah, I took the last test, and guess what? I got a 95% on the test. This is with limits, by the way. Because it's nearing the end of it's nearing the end of the year, and the college I was going to has a really late drop period, so you can go pretty far into the class, like probably 2/3 of the class, before you can drop for free, or not free. You still have to pay for the class, but you know what I mean, right? It won't mark your grade. So I got a 95. So then my dad goes over and talks to the teacher himself. I was celebrating this. The first test about limits, which is not fun, by the way. I'm pretty sure anyone who's done limits can tell you it's not fun. But I did it. 95. Let's fucking go, right? I missed some homeworks. So my grade in the class was an 88. Total grade in the class was an 88. You know what that means? It's not 95. So my dad tells my teacher to drop me from this class. Drop. She's not doing it. Drop her. And props to my math teacher, because my math teacher's like, I can drop her, but I've never had a student, like, bro's old, right? And he's been teaching math for like 50 years, it feels like 40-ish years. He says, I can drop her, but I've never had a student drop with a B+. Never. Never in my life have I seen a student drop with a B+. I don't think any teacher should ever see a student drop with a B+. Because that's stupid. Unless like it's a medical emergency, but this isn't a medical, it could have been, but yeah, he was a great teacher. I love that guy. B+ middle school. Yeah. So I was dropped from the class. That's it. It's over. Everything I did. Nothing. I get a W on my transcript, which is withdrawal. Pre-calculus with limits. I dropped the class with a B+. 88%. basically, I don't really like math anymore. I'm good at math. I can do it fast. But ever since I dropped... my will to do it has not been there. Just the idea of math became, I guess, a drag. Just never really did it. Or I never really liked it. Not anymore. To me, math felt like a waste of time. Struggle with it? I was pretty passionate. Did you see the dedication I did? I was probably like 2 bad days away from being in a fucking coma. I was pushing it. I was doing it. I felt great. Because doing... I don't know. At the time, math felt like I was actually accomplishing something. Every question, I solved something. Which is something I was never able to really do at home. I was the problem at home. But when I was doing math, I was the solution. I found the solution. I'm not the problem anymore. I'm the answer. And that's what kept pushing me to do math. Until that. And then I didn't want to do it anymore. Math began to feel like a waste of time. A very painful waste of time. Very, very, very painful. So I had a lot more time now, and I didn't want to go home. Are you still so nice? I wouldn't say nice. Empty's a better word. I mean, there was a part of my life where I didn't say a single word. Like, I'm not even joking. From 6th to 7th grade, and even parts of 8th grade, I would not say a word. Literally. I said nothing. That probably helped in me getting bullied a lot, to be honest, because I just didn't say anything, no matter what happened. But I guess after my first quote-unquote failure of college algebra, I snapped. And I didn't say a word. I was just blank. It's kind of odd to say, but I didn't say a word at home and in school. I would only talk to myself to make sure I still know how to pronounce things when I'm alone. Otherwise, I wouldn't say a word. I just didn't feel like anything needed to be said. That was when I started to turn a whole lot more antisocial, by the way. When I was younger, I was definitely a lot more outgoing. But after that, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was like, man, I'm a waste of time. I'm a waste of space. No one wants to talk to me. I'm not going to bother. So I'm not going to talk. No one cares to hear it. So why do I say anything? I'll only talk if something needs to be said. But nothing really needs to be said, is there? You don't socialize anymore? Oh, absolutely. But he didn't care, because I was studying. And studying means you're a good kid. But then, I failed some classes, so I'm a bad kid. Terrible person. Horrible human. Talking doesn't matter. That percentage on your report card, that's what matters. By everyone? Absolutely. And, I mean, in 7th grade, I didn't talk much about 7th grade because academically, I was doing pretty well. Right? I was doing pretty solid in 7th grade. I made it to honor roll in 7th grade. which means you have to have a 3.5 GPA, or 4 A's and 2 B's, or something like that. I forgot. I made it onto the honor roll. I mean, my parents threw away the award, but still, I made it. I was proud of it. I was really proud of it. Parents threw it away, like when I got it, but I thought it was great. And honestly, I'm still happy I got it. I guess it's kind of like childish of me, but genuinely, I'm still happy I got it. I still feel good that I got it. It was the only time that I got academically recognized. So why did they throw it away? Let me quote them. Why didn't you do this in the beginning? So, honor roll is available from first semester. So there's 2 semesters in every year. So you can get a maximum of 6. 7th grade first semester, I got my first one. Do you still talk to your parents? Yes, but I'm very distant talking to them. Like, I'm not really mentally there. So, yeah. I literally got about the present. There's definitely a lot to ask, but yeah. Why didn't I get the first 2? That was literally their response to me getting into honor roll. What about the first 2 semesters? Parents know you're a streamer? No. They call all people who play games losers. I'm not even joking. 100%, they're all losers. 100%. If you've touched a video game once in your life, you're a loser. Which would make me a loser, because I played a lot of games. That was my only way of not being in reality. I mean, there's a bit more later. High school is... God, high school is when I tried to commit suicide 4 times. So, it gets spicier. Parents don't understand infuriates me? Yeah. But... middle school is fucking light work. High school is spicier. Yay. Because high school was the time where I tried to kill myself 4 times in a row. Fun. Anyways. Where was I? Yeah. I'm still really proud of it. And I still remember what... I still remember everything on that piece of paper. It wasn't framed. So basically at the school, if you get it... You get this paper, this printed paper that's like... It says your name, it says your GPA, and it says, like, made it to honor roll, like, congratulations, stuff like that. But if you got a 4.0 GPA, then they framed it. Mine wasn't framed. That's probably why they threw it away too, because it wasn't a 4.0. God, I would hate if I had a 4.0, you know? I got A minus, A plus, A, B, and a B plus. So, nice try, I guess. It wasn't framed. Equals trash. But, yeah. I unmuted my stream. Whoops. But, yeah. I kind of wish I had that paper still. I feel like that'd be good enough motivation, but yeah, right now I just kind of think about it. I'm like, I like that piece of paper a lot. A lot. Probably more than I'm willing to admit. Way more than I'm willing to admit. Wish I had that paper. I'd probably... I think I would appreciate that paper more than my fucking college degree. I have my bachelor's degree right here. It's not... It's in my room. But that 7th grade was like my favorite thing. Like finally all my hard work is... I felt so good, dude. Not much longer. Or it didn't take long for it to disappear, but that high was a very big high. Yeah, so let's also back up a little bit because I want to, I guess, explain why I sucked at college in 3rd grade. So in 3rd grade, while I was in my dad's class, you need to explain, but I'm going to anyways. Tough luck, buddy. So in 3rd grade, I was spectating my dad's class, if you remember. Or no, I wasn't spectating. I was taking my dad's college, or like, I was getting tutored by him. 5th grade was when I was, yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, I got sick, and you know, kids get sick. It's fine. Keep them going to school. But I was coughing a lot. It was a nasty cough. Weird. But it's probably nothing. And then I started to feel nauseous. I started to like have slurred speech. I literally couldn't walk straight. But my parents said, nope, you're going to school again. So I went to school again. I think this happened for like 2-3 days. And then I couldn't really take it anymore. So I walked to the nurse's office by myself. I didn't want to ask anyone because I thought I was going to be a bother to anyone. So I kind of stumbled my way over to the office and I fell like twice. We should take a break? No. This is important. Voice is getting huskier. That's because I may be getting a little sad. But I think out of everything that's been happening, this is the one I feel most sad about. In a way. Because when I went to the nurse, she saw me and she literally just said, sit down. I didn't have to explain. She just said, sit down. She took a thermometer and checked my temperature. 105. .105 degrees Fahrenheit. So for you, who is in Celsius, that's around 40.8, 40.9? Maybe around 41-ish. You understand 105? Yeah. So that's not good. Yeah, I was at a 105 fever. Slurred speech, unable to walk straight, completely dizzy. I couldn't walk in a straight line. I was literally dying. Literally, I was dying. And I was coughing a lot too, like nasty coughs. That's life ending. It's life altering. And it's true. So the nurse called my mom and she said, hey, your daughter's a 105. You need to pick her up now and you need to take her to the hospital. Life ending? Absolutely. So you know what happens? My mom picks me up. We go home, but my dad's home. And he's mad that I'm home. Why are you skipping school? Because you feel a little sick? Just go to sleep. You're not resting enough. So that's what I did. Instead of going to the hospital, I went to bed. And I was having a really hard time sleeping. Like, I would pass out and then wake up in like this weird... It's like, I felt like my whole body was like moving, like swaying in bed. I was completely stationary. I wasn't moving anything, but it felt like I was moving. I still remember this so well. God. This is what childhood trauma does. I can remember it all. And it felt like I was like, you know, just swaying back and forth. I don't know why. This stood out so bad to me. I was still coughing. Dizziness at 105? Yeah. Them's some crazy dizziness, let me tell you. So, I was literally like dying in a way. Not even in a way. I was literally dying. And yeah, but you know how bad they can get, like the dizziness? And I'm in 3rd grade, by the way. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like literally like fucking losing my shit. And I kept trying to sleep because I'm just listening to my dad. I'm just not resting. Why am I not resting? Let me rest. Let me sleep. But I kept coughing and it was so painful. And then I get woken up at around 1 in the morning. It's my dad and my older sister. They're going to urgent care. Want to know why? Because my older sister started coughing. I was passed out for most of the day, but apparently my older sister came home with a bit of a cough. So then, you know, they kind of brushed it off, and then later that night, her coughs got worse. And my dad heard her coughs. Not mine, of course. Because mine sounded different. Mine sounded deeper, more hollow, more, you know, gross, in a way. And he woke up, walked over to my older sister's room, woke her up at 1 in the morning, and told her, hey, we're going to go to urgent care just to check it out. That's what they did. They got up. She got changed, and she started heading out. And I think if I didn't wake up from that noise, I would have died. And I'm not even joking. But I did. And I felt this random urge, like the surge of energy, because I heard them say that urgent care is like just like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away. So I felt like the surge of energy, like I need to go there now. I need to go to urgent care now. Something was very wrong. So I crawled out of bed. Literally, I like flew out of bed and like kind of crawled out. And I basically had to ask my dad, hey, can I go too? And he was like, fine, go get changed. So I tried my best to get changed. I had my shirt backwards because I was in a rush. I was so dizzy. Whatever, don't judge me. My shirt was backwards. But anyways, we go sit in the car. I pass out in the car. Like, I'm just like in and out of fucking consciousness the entire like 20-minute ride. And like it's like 1:30 now. And we get there, and then we go get checked in, but he doesn't check me in. So we walk in, right? My dad's holding my older sister, but not me. I'm like stumbling and she's walking fine, but my dad's holding her to make sure she doesn't fall. I've already fell, so it doesn't matter. I can take another. And then he checks her in and he tells me to just sit down in the corner. Okay. So I sit in the corner. The doctors go and see my older sister, but they don't check me because I was never checked in. But my dad went with my older sister. That's the thing. He left me alone in the urgent care at like 2 in the morning at this point. I was like alone in that office, or not in the office, like the waiting room, reception area. I guess a nurse like noticed that I don't look good. So then she walked out, and she walked over to me and was like, "You okay?" And I was just like mumbling because I was literally dying. And she walked over to like feel my head because you can kind of see a fever that bad. And she was like, "Oh my god." So I was rushed into the hospital. Yeah. They put me in the intensive care unit for a little bit because my fever was really high, and my older sister was getting checked out. I forgot. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Yeah, the ICU. Yep. Turns out my older sister had bronchitis. That's pretty bad. Bacterial bronchitis. Not fun. Yeah, me too. I had bronchitis too. But I was dying from it. Literally. She was having early stage bronchitis. I was having late stage bronchitis. So I don't remember how they treated me. It feels like a blur. But they gave me like this fucking like powder thing. Or not powder thing, this fucking smoke thing I have to breathe in for like 30 minutes every day. Something like that. And eventually I did feel better. But breathing treatment, yeah. And my older sister had the same, but we had different doses. Mine was a little bit stronger. A little bit. And some days I swear, like, they switched the medicine. Because my older sister wasn't getting better faster. Like, as fast as me. Right. Well, to be fair, like, quote-unquote getting better is pretty relative because I'm literally dying, so anything's getting better. But I was getting visibly better while my older sister was a little bit slower. Looking back, I think they switched meds. They gave me the jitters. They did nothing for me. But I swear they switched it. Nebulizer? Yes, 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 that's what it's called. Thank you. God, that was on the tip of my tongue. But they switched. I'm pretty sure they switched it. I'm pretty sure they fucking switched it. Because I swear to God, at some point, it felt like I was not... Like, I felt like the meds weren't doing the thing anymore. When I was in sports, I couldn't do sports, literally. So, because of the bronchitis, I have asthma. Yeah. Isn't that funny? So that's why in middle school I said I had asthma because I contracted it from this bronchitis as a complication from the bronchitis. But it didn't end there because turns out because my parents switched the, I can't say it they did because I don't know exactly, but because they switched, because the medicine stopped working as well, it got worse. A lot worse. It was like I was doing better. Like if you were looking at a little graph thing, it went up, right? My HP went up when I was taking the meds I probably was supposed to be taking. And then my older sister like got like healed super fast. She was going slow, but then she like fucking shot. She like recovered super fast. But me, my HP tanked. Like after, like I was feeling fine one day, like coughing still, but fine one day. And then the next day, after taking it, same meds, supposedly, boom, I just feel worse. Like I was struggling to breathe a lot more. And I was like, like coughing a lot. I was like, why am I coughing more? Whatever, unlucky. Next day, I do it again, and it's even worse, and worse, and worse. And by the time I ran out of the meds, which it was like a month-long thing, but like, not even a month into it, dude. So after, anyways, after I cleared it, or I finished all of the meds, right? I was still sick. So we went back to the doctor. My bronchitis developed into pneumonia. That's fun. Pneumonia is not a... Pneumonia is not something you want. Ever. You will die from pneumonia. Bronchitis is, damn, you can get that, but you can get over it. Pneumonia is, oh fuck. So, bronchitis, it's almost too late. I almost fucking died too, dude. If I didn't get fucking out of my fucking bed to go to the urgent care, I would have died. With a fever like that, I don't think I would live much longer. If by then it would be too late, right? I am like so certain that I probably would have died if I didn't get help. If I didn't like fucking crawl out of bed. Just, ew. Big scar. Ugh. Scarring's gross, dude. I have some scars on my chest, but that's because they had to... They had to check my lungs a few times. I had a few surgeries. Yeah, so... God. Yeah, my... bronchitis developed into pneumonia because of, you know, I didn't recover, I guess, fast enough from bronchitis, and it spread, and it damaged my lungs a lot. And sadly, pneumonia is treatable, or back up, I didn't say sadly for those. Pneumonia is treatable. And most of the time, you can walk away from pneumonia pretty unscathed. Unless you have asthma and other lung conditions, like asthma, you know? Then things get iffy. You see, if you have lung conditions and then contract pneumonia, that can be bad. You know what that can cause? pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, immunitary pulmonary fibrosis, or I don't remember what the I stands for. I struggle to pronounce it. But that's one thing it can cause. And that's deadly. How deadly? The life expectancy can range pretty crazy, but around 3 to 5 years. So, I'm not joking when I say that I currently have IPF and something pulmonary fibrosis. I'm not joking. And it's because of that. And thankfully, I did respond relatively well to the medicine they gave me. So, if I didn't respond to the medicine well, my doctors said that I probably would have died in 5 years, tops. 3 to 5 years. Because my lung health was deteriorating so fast that I would have died before getting a lung transplant. Intrafibular or something? I don't know. Sounds right. Am I fine at the moment? So anyways, let me just forward a little bit to earlier this year. In December, I caught COVID. I should not have caught COVID because catching COVID is very bad for your lungs. So, as you can tell, I survived and I responded well to the medicine, and the scarring stopped. My lungs are very damaged, but I can still breathe. You only need around 30% of your lungs to function. I'm somewhere around 40. But I was probably at like 60-ish last year, but I caught COVID. And what COVID does is it damages your lungs. And someone like me, who is, not supposed to damage her lungs anymore, that's bad. My lungs kind of like flatlined. So the problem with scarred lungs is that your lungs will never heal, right? So if you think about a health bar, when it goes down, it can heal and go back up. But if it's scarred, it'll go down, but it'll never go back up. Whatever damage you take is now your permanent max HP. Right? So when I caught COVID, so before, like last year, and pretty much most of the years prior, my health kind of stagnated, I was keeping a good amount of my lungs. And then earlier this year, I caught COVID, and that started dropping my lung HP a little bit. And what's really scary is I know my lungs can't heal. And I was essentially off the clock. I was off the 3 to 5 year clock, right? And because my lungs started tanking again, I was back on the 3 to 5. And I was for a very long time, actually. Still am. But I went to the doctor, and what happens is once you reach a certain threshold, around 35 to 40% of your lungs being only 35-ish% of your lungs being usable, you need a portable oxygen tank, right? And this past Monday was my test to see if I was going to need one. So the test I was gonna do was, it's like you kind of blow up, I forgot what it's called already. Kind of like breathe a ball, breathe into the, like this machine, like this little piston thing, and it'll push a ball up or something. I don't know if any of you had like lung problems. I don't know if you had to do this, but like it's just to see how much air you can output, right? And if it's like, if it's strong enough and you can like lift the ball up, then you're good. What's up, Phobos? So if I failed the test, I would be put on the waiting list for a lung transplant, and I would be on an oxygen tank until I get a transplant. Which was very scary, because lifting? No. But this is a little bit scarier than lifting. That you had sucked on. Yeah, sucked on. I had to blow it out. Well, I sucked and blown. Same thing. And just breathe into it. You know? Like, you know? I didn't know which one caused the ball to rise. I was just, you know? And, you okay, Rico? Anyways, I passed the test. And I can tell you this because there's no oxygen tank next to me. And I'm also not on the wait list for a new set of lungs. But I'm being very closely monitored. So if my lungs deteriorate pretty much anymore, I will be put into, I will need to have an oxygen tank, and I will be put on a wait list to get a lung transplant. And the problem with getting a lung transplant, those things are kind of scary because sometimes the lungs, your body can just reject an organ. I'm sure you've heard of this, but your body can just reject organs very easily. Yep, that's the only way to fix a pulmonary fibrosis, unfortunately. So, yeah, so, if my body decides to reject it, then I die. Pretty much straight up. Like, there's just no way around it. If I get a lung transplant and my body decides that it doesn't want those lungs, I will die. And if they do accept it, the life expectancy of a freshly transplanted lung is around another 3 to 5 years. So I'm just buying around 5 years tops. It is entirely possible that my body just accepts these lungs 100%, was just like, good. These are just perfect, and I live the rest of my life as old as I can. But there's also a good chance. It's up to 10. Yep. 10's a long time. I've heard stories of people surviving longer than 10. But I think those are miracle cases. But you can't blame me for hoping. Yeah, so there's ask about your tongue. It's doing a little bit better. It still kind of hurts when I move it, but not too bad. Yeah, if anyone wants to know how it feels like, I have to manually breathe because I can't take full breaths or else it hurts. Like a lot. So I have to like take quick and shallow breaths. That's why my voice is so quiet, and that's honestly why my voice became lower. It used to be a lot more higher pitched. Unfortunately, due to lung scarring, my voice kind of becomes more raspy and a bit more lower. Unfortunately. I didn't really get to talk much as a kid anyways. More so I just didn't want to. When you stretch it, it physically hurts? Yes. Like, it feels like a sharp pain. So, I don't know if you guys feel it. I remember feeling this when I was a kid, but you know how randomly, like, whenever you take it too full of a breath, you feel like a sharp pain in your chest? Like, just right above your diaphragm? I don't know if... I'm like that permanently. Why? Because my lungs don't work. And it doesn't like stretching. Oh, why do I have push-up options? I gotta keep in shape somehow. How bad is it when you sleep? It actually gets worse, in a way. So, when I'm sleeping, I actually struggle to breathe a bit more. But like, when I sleep, I don't actually feel pain. So I'm pretty sure I just breathe somewhat normally when I sleep. Maybe I'm just used to it. I used to have a bunch of sleepless nights because it hurts. But I think, I don't know. I've had it for like 10 years? Well over 10 years now. So I think I just sleep fine. Albeit not much with much air, but yeah. It does hurt though, a lot, and those illnesses get worse at night? Yeah, I have no idea fucking why, but it just, I cough a lot more when it's at night. I cough a lot on stream too, but I have a mute button on my mouse, and I press it whenever I cough, because I can feel it coming. Your body's at rest? Probably. I don't know. I don't fucking know the science. I'm not some major. I kind of am, but it's economics is like math. But yeah, I had to change a lot of things because of my limited lung capacity. So that's why my voice is lower. My voice is a little bit raspier in a way. It's also why I talk really quietly. Because I can't put much effort in how I talk. Fuck. Also coughing hurts a lot because it like forcibly like what's it? It forcibly like stretches or like crunches the lungs, you know? So, you know, coughing really hurts, laughing really hurts. Which is why when I laugh it's more like a because it doesn't really use much oxygen. I implore you to try it. Try laughing normally, like the normal haha, and then like the you can literally hear me like hissing, like what little oxygen I have, or like what little air I have. I can't say oxygen because it's carbon dioxide, but like you can literally hear that I have to physically reduce the amount of air that I exhale. So, that had to change. You hear it? Yeah. Now that I mention it, you probably hear it. You probably thought I just like laughed weird, but I kind of have to laugh like that. So, yeah, that had to change. I mean, manually breathing sucks, dude. And I can't take deaf laugh weird. Thanks. I hate you. But what was I saying? God, I just forgot. But I hate you. Looking for a long and happy life? My life expectancy is... I'm gonna give you the same ball estimate that my doctor gave me. If everything goes right, I can live a full life. If things don't go right, I can die as soon as tomorrow. It's somewhere between there and then. I was like, gee, thanks, doc. At least she has a sense of humor, which she knows I appreciate. It's like, so you can die either tomorrow or till you're old. Somewhere between them. I was like, wow, that's profound. You die when you die, basically. She didn't want to give me a number, but the number she was saying before, I'm probably gonna need to look for lung transplant replacements in like maybe 2 years if things go pretty good. Around 1 to 2 years. Before that, so that's a very big surgery that I need to go through. And honestly, sometimes I get into like coughing fits. Usually it's late at night. I try really hard to hide it. But anyone who's been around me like after stream can probably tell you I cough a lot. I think Cresto knows, but I believe Cresto's busy right now. But Cresto knows how bad it can get. There's only a handful of people that know. Because I don't like talking to people after stream. Blood? No. Blood won't really fix it. But, what's really funny is you hear it once or twice, yeah. And the problem is, if I get into a coughing fit, usually like 5-6 coughs, they happen pretty easy. I'll be honest. Once I start coughing, it's really easy to like... So when you cough, it hurts, right? And then you try and take a breath in to compensate, right? And then I say you, but what happens to me is when I take a sharp inhale, right, to compensate for the lack of air in my lungs, I take a sharp breath in, but I can't. I can't do that because it hurts. So it makes me cough again. And it's a really fucking annoying cycle. And there are a lot of times where I will... I mean, not even a lot of times. I unironically taste blood more often than not. Like, I like low-key cough up blood at this point. It tastes terrible. So that's why I try to go to sleep the second I end stream. It's because I don't want to... I'll be... Nah, dude. Maybe. If I die, sure. If I send you an address, just know that I'm on my deathbed, yeah? But yeah, tasting blood is not fun. I still don't like the taste. I've been tasting it for... I didn't reach my mouse in time, I'm sorry. It hurts. And there are times where I start coughing and want me to play more Ring Fit? Fuck off, dude. I mean, exercise is still healthy. It just, I get tired really quickly because I have to breathe a lot faster. It's so annoying. But usually if I get into a coughing fit, I'll end up like coughing up some blood. Cause you know, I'll be like scratching the back of my throat like every cough, and it's just constant. And it'll taste like blood, and then I usually will start tearing up. You know, cause it hurts a lot. And, you know, I don't know if I'll ever join a VC, to be honest, after stream, but if I ever do and anyone hears my coughing fits, I'm sorry. They sound really gross. Yeah, but it hurts. And it's like a pain that I can't even get used to, which sucks. You know what now? Yeah, I'm not gonna mute it. Just to show you how bad it can be. Because, you know, fucking yeah, COVID really fucked it. I think I was on track to being fine for the rest of my life, but it's worse now. It's significantly worse, actually. It gave me a huge scare because I thought I was gonna die. I mean, I still probably have a shorter lifespan than you guys, but still. At least you guys have a time frame, you know? 3 to 5 years? 2-ish years, maybe? Yeah, no, I'm 100%. If I got treated for bronchitis earlier, I probably would have been fine. But it developed into a 105 fever, and I almost died to it. It really fucked over health-wise. Yeah, well, now I'm back on the clock, and I don't want to be back on the clock, but I am. And it's something that I have to deal with. I didn't think I would talk about it because I don't like making people worry. And I know, Vix, I've told you, and you've known about this for a while. But I guess I'm already here, so might as well just say it. That's not a fun feeling. I don't want to be back on the clock, but I kind of am. So I just have to hope that it stops. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but we can hope with a cough. I'm currently taking a lot of medicine, and it stops the inflammation, so I cough a lot less. But it's nighttime. I take it in the morning. It's not a fix. I take painkillers. I take... What was it called again? Find out. It's called Nintedanib. Nintedanib? I don't know what it's called. I don't fucking know. I have to take a fuck ton though. So, yay. It prevents, it slows down the scarring, and it helps me stop coughing, which is great, but it's still decently bad. you know, I don't know if anyone really notices, but you might notice that by the end of the stream, I start getting a bit more like wincing and a bit more like in pain. That's literally that. Is she music I talk too much? See, I thought about that. But I think the end of the day is I guess it's like a morbid thing. Oh, you're gonna be morbid too, so fuck it. I guess so. It's in a weird way like self-fulfillment, right? Because I can like it's really selfish, but unfortunately, well, I never really get to be selfish and like at all. I never really got to be selfish, but my one request, albeit it's very selfish, is that if I don't log on and don't stream and don't message anyone for a few days, you can assume the worst, and in the event of that, I guess it's weird asking this publicly, because I've asked a few people this already, but I've never actually asked everyone. But just use my stickers every once in a while. You know, like you know, like don't forget me. Fuck. I knew this would happen, so I didn't ask in public. Ugh, I feel gross. But, yeah, you know, like, there's that saying, you know, people die, was it like 2 times? People died actually 2 times. Oh, no, 3 times. Was that 2 or 3? But the first one is when you physically die. And then the next one is when someone thinks of you last. And that's when you truly die. You know? The only way you truly die is if everyone forgets you. Once in life and once when forgotten. That one, yeah. My first one might not be very long, but maybe the second one will be a bit longer. I don't know, dude. I'm not dying. I kinda am though. And just in case. I have to think about this a lot. Because I was very much made aware of how quickly I'll die at a pretty young age. You know? You're not gonna meet me, dude. I'd rather die alone. If I had one final wish, dude, you can fuck right off about the stickers. I'd rather just die alone. And I know it sounds weird, but still sounds fuck you. In the same state and you'll never find me, stupid bitch. But, where was I going with that? I don't remember. God. You'll find me? Ain't no way, bro. Go fucking punch my dad for me while I'm... Oh yeah? Oh, anyways. Hi, Casto. Yeah, you know, I gotta prepare for it. Just in case. It's not something that I have control over. That'd be funny. But I don't really... Well, no one does have control over their own death, but... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how quickly it's gonna happen. And if it is gonna happen sooner rather than later, I would really prefer it happen in my sleep. Sorry guys, I don't want to say like goodbyes as I die. That sounds really like sweet and all. But do you know how it feels when you're dying of IPF? Do you know the feeling? I got a taste of it. If you want to know how it feels really bad. It sounds terrible. If you want to know what so what happens usually, if you're like dying, is you take a breath in, and then you don't feel like, you know, it didn't feel like you took a breath. You know, like when you're high up in the mountains, you take a breath and it's like, it's not the same, you know, because the air is thinner. It's like that, right? You take a breath and it's like, didn't get enough. So you try to breathe in more, but you can't. Are your lungs full? Shouldn't be. You don't feel like it. So then you have to exhale, but you just exhaled air. So you have to inhale again, and you start hyperventilating, and then you're starting to panic, right? So you're panicking because you're breathing a lot and you're hyperventilating, but you're also just not getting any air. And like your heart will start pounding, and you'll start your blood begins to turn acidic because it's getting poisoned with carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is an acid, which makes your blood acidic, which will slowly kill you. So hypoxia is not fun. So you'll just like kind of keep breathing. Nothing's happening. All this panic setting in. It's starting to hurt because you literally are suffocating on land. And you can breathe. It's just nothing's happening. And it really sucks. So then you keep trying and you keep trying. And then eventually, because of lack of oxygen, you pass out. And then you die. I'm gonna be 100%, dude. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through that. I'd rather just die in my sleep. gonna keep it 100%, dude. I die in my sleep. That's it. Like, you know, no real pain. I don't know. Could be. Go lift these nuts, you fucker. So yeah, it's not a fun idea, but that's, you know, like little health update, I guess. So you know, like if it ever felt like I was in a rush, like, you know, with my career or with anything really, if I ever feel like I'm in a rush, it's because I'm running out of time. And I want to get as far as I can. And it sucks that I can't get far. I want to get as far as I can. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't build muscle because muscles require oxygen, and hate to break it to you, pal, but if muscles require oxygen, I can't supply too much of them. I can't do intensive exercise. Goddamn. Damn energy. You're being a little mean. No, it's okay. Don't do that. Listen. We can go back to being happy and joking tomorrow. Or later. We have anime later. I wanna watch. We finish up from JoJo maybe? Tomorrow? In like 12 hours. Watch these, bro. You better be there too. Presto. Dumbass. Try not to worry. Anime now? No. See, my doctor told me no. So I'm going to go with my doctor. I'm gonna go with my doctor on that one. Almost 4? Yeah, it's pretty late. Yeah, it's almost 1 AM for me, so in around 12 hours. Maybe more, maybe less. We'll see when I wake up. Ah, fuck. Did I ever mention that lack of oxygen is nauseating? Oh, I'm a little dizzy and nauseous, but it's normal. It's not a fun feeling, but it's normal. So, yeah. You know? I guess that's why I'm like chronically online, so people know I'm alive. You know, if I'm not. Alright, headpat's working. I mean, it's working. Or isn't working to make me feel better? Will he here for you? Promise? Until the end, right? It might not take that long, but as far as it'll go, right? No more morbid thoughts? I can't help it, dude. At night I think like this because my whole body's in pain. I'm like nauseous. It's all no good. And then I just think of this. It's just... Yeah, fuck you. know. Anyways. Hmm. I'm gonna go to bed. It's been a long day. And I'm gonna go ahead and take some medicine to help me sleep faster. It's Benadryl. Well, I'm taking Benadryl. I'm making it sound scary. It's not scary. It's just Benadryl. But ugh. Ugh, my eyes are all puffy. God damn it. Yeah. Anime later. And who knows, I might stream later as well. We'll see, we'll see. Hopefully I'm up to it. You ever just feel something and then wonder how long you're gonna savor the feeling? I think the thing I'll miss the most is looking over here and reading what a bunch of people are talking about. I'm not adorable first. And second, never mind, it's too sappy. I'll never say that to you. Actually, I guess I gotta treat every day like my last, huh? If I don't wake up at any point, I'll miss this. Listening to that same song. Everyone talking about the same stupid shit. I hope I'm not gonna go anywhere, but in the off chance I do, because my chances are a bit higher than the average person, but in the off chance I do, just know that I'll miss this. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm starting to tear again. Stop. Read memes. Hmm. I guess one last thing. I might as well say it because I'll never talk about this again. But I'm not the most popular streamer. I'm not the best streamer. I'm not even a good streamer. But I'm glad you guys took the time out of your day to at least stop by at least once. So, if I don't get the chance to, then thank you. Okay. Oh god, I can't take this anymore. I gotta go. Oh my god, I'm all gross. I guess I'd be in poor taste to rate anyone. So, I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching my streams. It's okay. Just one last look. I don't ever really tell this, but after every stream, I spend maybe around 2 minutes just reading, and I guess just staring at the chat. In like a few hours, I'll go back to desnutting you. Have a good night, guys.